So Bungie's working on a brand new game. You know, the people behind huge titles like Halo and Destiny, beloved narrative-driven games with expansive story, lore, and characters. Well, this game isn't like either of them shits. Nah, Marathon is a PvPvE game, Bungie's first ever extraction shooter. See, Bungie wanted to shake things up. I mean, who the hell wants a nice fleshed out story mode these days anyway, you know what I'm saying? Marathon is a hero-based extraction shooter. In Marathon, you and a team of 2 other players drop into a map with whatever weapons and gear you could afford to bring. From that point on, you're a straight loot goblin. Your main objective is to fill your bag with as much loot as you can carry. There's a pretty big pool of different loot too, with decent variety. You'll find some random bullshit worth like $5, or you'll find a Manscaped 3.0 worth like $200. So you gotta prioritize what you're carrying and make sure you got the most valuable stuff, while also leaving room for weapons and ammo. You can find loot in buildings that are a part of different POIs, or you can kill these robot security guards. That's the PvE part. The robots drop weapons and ammo, but they can also carry different loot and gear that you can pick up as well. The third and most dangerous, but potentially most profitable way of getting loot in this game is straight sliming out other players, dog. That's the PvP part. There's other teams of 3 out there just like you, scavenging around for loot and shit, and if you manage to take some other players out, you'll get to pick from everything that they were carrying, which is probably where you'll find the best weapons and attachments. These fights are OD intense though, and it's not even worth it all the time, to be honest. Since the fights are more spaced out, real players have different abilities and ultimates, and dying means losing literally everything you have, I ain't gonna lie, the stakes are high as shit, which makes winning a PvP fight feel better than sex. But when you lose that PvP fight, bruh, yeah, that shit's straight buns. That shit will ruin your whole day, bro. I got a chance to fly to Bungie's headquarters in Seattle and play the game for about 10 hours a few weeks ago. Y'all see the sparrow, man? You see the sparrow? On the second day, my team got killed like 5 games in a row. Failed to extract every single time. Dog, when I tell you, my God! I was actually tweaking. Like, we had to take a 5 to 10 minute break and get some coffee and shit. I was getting pressed. Hey, I'm just competitive, man. What can I say? Like I said, the game is class-based, with us having 4 different classes to choose from. Locust, Blackbird, Glitch, and Void, with 2 more dropping at launch. People saw these characters with the art style and started calling this shit Concord, bro. The disrespect is crazy. You telling me this art style, this aesthetic, bruh, reminds you of this? Plus, y'all are forgetting it's an extraction hero shooter. So if anything, this shit's escape from Concord, bro. Alright, here's the classes. Locust is basically Captain America. Bro has super sprint, a big ass shield he can sprint with, and his ultimate is shoulder mounted missiles that auto lock on people. When I tell y'all, motherfuckers were just running around in squads of 3 Locusts, cause bro has everything. High damage, movement, shields, like you gotta be a dumbass to play anyone else. I played as Glitch the whole time though. Glitch has a double jump, a boost slide, an empower ultimate, and the same arm that motherfucker from One Punch Man has. Void can turn invisible. That's it. Blackbird can scan players around you to see where they are. They also have a bomb that will crawl up to players and just... which is low-key one of the more crazy abilities, but it ain't that bad. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, okay? I don't usually play extraction shooters. Matter of fact, I'll be honest again. I was pretty disappointed to find out what this game was. When I first heard about the game, I thought it would be a successor to Destiny of sorts. Granted, I don't know why the hell I thought that, but based on Bungie's past, I did think the game would be a bit more narrative-driven. To be honest, it's still something that kind of bums me out, dog. Off the bat, this is gonna be such a more niche type of game. I do think the multiplayer market is huge, but I think having a story or a campaign to get involved never hurts. Plus, this isn't actually new IP. I know none of y'all have ever heard of this shit, and even though y'all call me Unc all the time, I never knew about this shit either. Apparently, Marathon originally came out in 1994. This shit is ancient, bro. So this is really like a reboot of sorts. But the crazy thing is, the original had a campaign, bruh. Look at this shit. You play as a security officer trying to stop an alien invasion on a colony spaceship called Marathon. Yo, what the fuck? We got robbed. Remake that shit, bro. I'm trying to play that Marathon. But all jokes aside, the game isn't ass. It's Bungie, so of course the shooting feels phenomenal. Gunplay here is extremely smooth and reminiscent of Destiny. The melee is pretty reminiscent of Destiny too. They straight reused the Titan Punch from Destiny, bro. What the hell? The abilities range from borderline useless to pretty useful, but there's no real Avenger level threat ultimates. This ain't Destiny, bro. They're all more realistic and toned down. All abilities are tied to this meter and mechanic called heat. Heat is one of the really big gameplay mechanics that's part of this game and makes it what it is. If your heat meter fills up from using your abilities or sprinting, guess what? You're fucked. You gotta just walk, bro. I gotta be completely honest with you guys. That shit's so ass. The maps are big enough that you're sprinting a lot all of the time already, and you have to stop every few moments to let the heat meter cool down. I hate this shit, bro. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I don't like it. Having your abilities fill the heat meter, I get, but just sprinting though, that shit feels so buns, bro. It completely disrupts the flow of combat when you're just forced to walk. Aw damn, I can't run to cover. I'm too hot. Guess I'll just let myself get gunned down. What the fuck? The devs did say there's unlocks to help make the heat meter not fill up as fast. That's great. I still don't think sprinting should fill it up at all, but maybe that's just me. What the hell do I know about making games? Shit. Since the stakes are so high at all times, it really does make gunfights more intense. But I gotta be honest, as much as I enjoyed experiencing everything in the game for the first time, I left the playtest still wanting more from the game. I really did have fun, but I don't know if I loved any of it though. The coolest thing to me about the game is the art style and the aesthetic of the game. But apart from that, I don't really know if this game does anything better than any other game. Like, what is this game's edge? For Destiny, it's huge lore and story, along with the superpowers and being able to team up with your friends, that gave it an edge. Even Marvel Rivals, a game with no campaign that's only multiplayer online, they got the Marvel IP behind it, with a crazy art style and third person on top of that, that's its edge. But I don't know what's gonna have me coming back to Marathon a bunch, or at least I don't know if it has that thing for me. I do see the lore that they're building around this game, with there being different factions to work with, the fact that you're mostly playing as androids that get rebuilt and have sort of memories of their past and shit. I think the whole lore of the gameplay is you're looting an area that a space colony used to be. Like, humanity has advanced to space colonies all over the galaxy, that's why there's different factions. I could be butchering this, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, but it's on some type shit like that for sure. I just don't know if it'll be enough for me personally to get super immersed into it without any proper story type missions. I feel like it's a game I'll play every now and then with friends, but definitely never solo and probably not consistently. I know they're gonna keep updating it, and this game probably isn't even meant to be that, but I can't see this game replacing Destiny. I would say it'll be decent competition for Apex Legends, which people swear is dead, but shit, I don't know. I would say that. But the general reaction to Marathon has been straight abysmal. They're fighting for their lives right now, dog. YouTube comments, absolutely treacherous. For a lot of people, it just doesn't seem like the type of game they want right now. That's something I worried might happen as soon as I knew more about the game. By the same token, I know we'll have an audience that is damn near a cult as well. So it's kind of hard to say where it's actually gonna end up. Honestly, it's still really early. The game's only an alpha. We've got quite a few months until it drops. I'm gonna be running the alpha and see what it's really like to level up and get some upgrades, but I'm curious to hear what y'all think of it so far. You think it's ass, gas, you trying to play, you trying to pass? Shit, let me know. Also, for my long-time subs, sorry I ain't posted in a minute. I think I'm gonna just go back to commentary vids and put gameplays on another channel. But I say this shit like all the time. I'm indecisive as hell. I don't know. But until my next video, it's your boy. Peace.
We been steady mob, yeah. Running routes, we mob, yeah. In a whip, we mob, yeah. Money straight capacity. Talking shit gon' cost, yeah.